Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
Hey there.
Today, we're doing something maybe a little unexpected. We're diving into, well, the complete lyrics from Bea Miller's album, Not an Apology.
Right. And it's fascinating because, when you take a whole album's worth of lyrics together, it really tells this larger story.
Totally. About identity, resilience,
Yeah,
all that.
exactly. And the challenges of being young, we're going to try and pull out the most important bits, the insights, straight from her words.
Because you might think you know an album just from listening,
Right.
but actually sitting with the lyrics, seeing the specific way she phrases things.
It's at a whole other level of understanding.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to explore how her words build this narrative of, like, standing your ground, navigating relationships, challenging perceptions. Okay, so let's kick things off. The title track, this is not an apology. I mean, it serves as this really fierce declaration right from the start, doesn't it?
It really does. Sets a strong tone.
It's this refusal to be anything but, authentically herself. You get lines like, this is not an apology, I'm just a little bit stronger than you.
Mm-hmm.
And then that killer line, I never will be the girl who says sorry. That's pretty powerful.
It is powerful. And I think it's maybe more than just being assertive. It feels almost strategic. Like she's proactively refusing to even engage with the idea of needing external validation.
Yeah, like her refusing to apologize just for existing, kind of.
Exactly. Asserting power by just denying the premise that she needs to justify herself. Which, honestly, for a young artist, that's a surprisingly mature stance to take.
It really is. Makes you think, how often do we really own our truth without feeling like we need to, apologize for it?
Right.
Okay, so if not an apology is the statement, then I dare you feels like the action, like
Yeah.
stepping into that strength.
Yeah, exactly. The visceral act of embodying that power she just declared.
It pins such a vivid picture, that transition from when I was so afraid, when even my shadow wouldn't follow me.
Yeah.
Which is just, oh, wow.
So evocative. Yeah.
To then picking up a sword to shatter all the pieces that I was before. That's a massive leap, isn't it? From internal fear to actual outward courage.
It is. And it highlights that it's an active choice, You have to choose strength. It's not just a feeling, it's a commitment.
I'll break down the walls, she says, and I won't let you tear me down, no.
And it's all fueled by that realization I'm worth fighting for. That's the core of it. It's moving from being passive to actively reclaiming your self-worth.
And that idea, not being torn down,
Mm-hmm.
it flows so well into Paper Doll. It's such a sharp metaphor, right? Resisting manipulation.
Instantly understandable, yeah.
You feel that frustration in the lyrics.
Oh.
Can't make me what you want. You just build me up and tear me down. But then the pushback, cut me down, but I won't fall. It really solidifies that rejection.
Precisely. But what I find really remarkable in Paper Doll, maybe even a little startling, is that moment of empathy.
You mean the question?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all the defiance. She asks, is it true, hurt people hurt people? That line just shifts the focus for a second.
Right. It's not just stay away. It's like, why are you even doing this?
Exactly. It suggests her resilience isn't just about deflecting attacks, but maybe starting to understand the motivations behind them. It turns her personal battle into something, well, broader. A human observation, almost.
That's a really great point. So it's not just building walls, but maybe trying to understand why someone's trying to knock them down.
Oh.
Okay, so building on this individual strength, the album then seems to pivot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Towards something more collective.
Definitely. You see the scope widening. It moves beyond just her personal struggle to embrace a larger community. It signals that, self-acceptance can be a shared thing.
And Youngblood really feels like that youthful energy, that determination.
Absolutely. That sense of possibility of creating your own world.
Breaking rules and breaking free. And importantly, we make our own luck in this world. We make our own love in this world. It's about agency, right? Taking control.
It is. And it acknowledges the tough parts, the dark times, the nightmare. But there's this underlying promise we can get there together. It's about creation and shared hope.
Exactly. Not just I am strong, but we are strong. And Fire and Gold, that really taps into this idea of inherent value, something you're just born with.
Yes, precisely. Not something you earn.
Like, baby, we were born with fire and gold in our eyes. It's already inside you. And got lightning in a bottle, hands on the throttle. It's this inner spark, this potential.
It is recognizing that core essence that exists before anyone else weighs in. And crucially, like you said, I believe in me and you, it explicitly extends that belief outwards.
Yeah, the "and you" is so important there, which, wow, leads perfectly into "We're Taking Over." That track feels like a straight-up anthem,
Oh, absolutely. A proper rally cry.
especially for anyone feeling marginalized, right?
Uh,
She directly addresses the ones who broke our hearts, the voices in our heads, and declares this is for the young, the lost, and the underdogs.
And the inclusivity is just so striking. This is for the girls who like chicks, and this is for the guys who like chicks' lips. It's drawing a really wide, accepting circle. No ambiguity there.
It really is. It's not just standing strong. It's actively reclaiming space for everyone who's been pushed aside. That solidarity feels so powerful.
Mm-hmm. And that defiant chant, we're still standing, we're still breathing, we're still fighting, we're not leaving. It's pure collective resilience.
Okay, so moving from that collective power, the album then kind of zooms back in, doesn't it, to the complexities, the sometimes dangerous parts of relationships and just life happening,
Yeah, the unpredictable nature of human connection and its shadows.
like enemy fire. That really gets into trust and deception. Lines like, who's a friend, who's an enemy, because sometimes they look the same to me. That's genuinely unsettling.
It is, and that warning about sweet words from a serpent's tongue, it highlights that danger can come from places you least expect it, from inside your circle.
Right, not external threats, but betrayal from close by.
Exactly, that difficulty in knowing who's really got your back. It raises a question for all of us, really. How do you navigate those blurred lines in your own connections?
Definitely makes you think. And then, almost the opposite, you have force of nature, this irresistible pull, maybe even a dangerous one.
Yes, that magnetic, almost overwhelming attraction.
She says, I can taste the danger, but I don't want to run. And then, baby, I surrender it all. There's this clear awareness of the risk involved.
Mm-hmm. And a willingness to accept it, even acknowledging, I know I'll be broken when it's over.
It's pretty intense. It's like choosing to dive into something potentially painful because it feels transformative.
I think that's a really good way to see it. It's about embracing vulnerability, maybe even seeing the potential for growth through that experience of being broken and having to rebuild, surrendering to learn.
And speaking of unconventional choices, Dracula. This one's kind of fun, but it also feels like it's pointing at something deeper about attraction, right?
Oh, yeah. It's got that playful, gothic vibe on the surface.
The tattoos and skinny jeans, black boots and piercings description. And then, if you were Dracula, I'd be letting you take that bite. I mean, that's a commitment to the fantasy.
It is, but beyond the fantasy, I think it's really exploring the allure of the other, the person who doesn't fit the mold.
Someone outside the mainstream ideal.
Right. Romanticizing darkness, maybe not in a morbid way, but as something authentic, maybe more interesting than the expected perfect match. She even says, yeah, I love the tragically beautiful. It's appreciating complexity, even the dangerous parts.
Which actually connects really well to Perfect Picture, doesn't it? How someone or something can just completely disrupt your plans.
Exactly. Blow them up, even.
You made my perfect picture look like black and white. But then the twist. I know I've never seen my colors so alive. So the disruption ends up revealing something more vibrant, more real.
Precisely. It suggests that maybe our carefully laid plans can actually limit us. That maybe we don't really know what we want. Like the lyric says, we always think that we know what we want, but all we know is nothing. Embracing the unexpected can actually lead to seeing ourselves and the world more clearly.
It's so interesting how, even in an album so focused on personal strength and relationships, there's still space for these wider observations, like rich kids.
Mm-hmm. That little slice of social commentary.
Yeah, looking at class differences, privilege. The lyrics are pretty blunt. Rich kids got a lot to say. Rich kids never have to pay.
Very direct. And everything's funny when you're young with money. You get that sense of the narrator feeling like an outsider.
She even admits it kind of left me feeling like a jerk.
Right. But then there's that little shift, isn't there? She starts to question her own assumptions.
Yeah, maybe they're just like me. Don't judge a book by the cover.
Exactly. So it moves beyond just observation, maybe even initial judgment, towards something a bit more nuanced. Questioning assumptions, finding a flicker of empathy. It's a reminder that, appearances can be deceiving, even when it comes to privilege. So, when we step back and look at all these lyrics together, what this deep dive into, not an apology, really shows is this compelling journey from vulnerability to a really powerful, defiant kind of self-acceptance.
Yeah, absolutely. And all while navigating those external pressures, those complex relationships we talked about.
All that messy, real-life stuff.
And you've seen how looking closely at the specific words, the metaphors, the shifts in perspective,
Mm.
it gives you this shortcut almost to the depth behind the music. It really proves how art, even pop lyrics, can be this amazing space for self-discovery.
Totally. And for social reflection, too, it encourages that critical thinking, doesn't it? About how messages are constructed, not just in music, but, well, everywhere.
Makes you look a little closer.
Yeah. Question things. Find the layers hidden in plain sight.
So, as you're listening, what really stood out to you about how Bea Miller crafts this whole narrative of defiance and growth through her words? Maybe think about how those themes, unapologetic self-expression, resilience, echo in your own life.
Yeah. How do you connect with your own inner young blood or that fire and gold,
To face whatever your version of enemy fire might be.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, find your own way to declare this is not an apology.